Facilia. Or Pacilia, if you just read it off there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on.
Oh, I can't hear you, Anon. I've done something wrong with the thing. Anyway, elephant poo is what I got.
Good evening, Lee. How are you?
Great, mate. Your signal is always terrible, but I'm good, my friend. Excuse me. You got an allotment? When I go, don't put artificial grass on top of me, alright?
Are you going to get composted, Lee?
Yeah,
Migration.
Here we go. That's better. Here is a rule to live stream. Always plug your microphone in. Always works like that. Richard, what's going on? Evening, Stuart. Evening, Lisa. Tonight we opened. Watch. I was saying if you sort of lip read the start of the show, I was saying we're finally opening this bot. Hello.
Hello, I was just calling you to say there's no sound.
Can you hear me now?
I think we can hear you.
Oh,
yeah, we can.
Yeah, I didn't plug me didn't plug the mic in, so
Yeah, well, that does help.
yeah. Thanks for letting me know, mate.
No worries.
Right, I'll speak to you later.
See you later. Bye.
Yeah, it does help if you plug your mic in. Thanks, Suggs, for letting me know. Evening, Ian. Right, finally, we get to open this box, is what I was trying to say. Finally, we get to open this box. For the last 4 weeks, we had an incredible run of shows, and we have decided that we will start a membership. Not a great start to this sort of show, is it? Hey, guys, want to become a member of this show? Absolutely free. I feel like we are going to start something off. So if you get one of these membership cards, in a minute, we're going to open it. Just wait 2 secs. If you get one of these, it means you can come on the show for as long as you want. If you want to come on for 2 hours straight and you've got a hands on one of these, you can. This is for the dedicated people, the dedicated listeners, and you know you are. It's coming up. To get your hands on one of these. To say thanks for supporting the show. Right, I've had enough of this. Right, I've had this sitting, waiting for about 2 days now, and I've not opened it because I wanted to open it with you. So let's open them. Let's see what they're like. So let's get into it. Here we go. Posh. No expense spared, guys. Look at that. Wax seal. What does it say? This is a bit more posh than I thought. Can someone check how much we paid for these? Designed by you and the company name. Right, let's pop that off. Come on, have it. Oh, that's nice. That is not even real wax. Artificial grass on the back. Oh, yeah, we did say that, didn't we? This is the poshest cards I've ever bought in my life. Okay, here we go. I hope these work out well. Ooh, here we go. Yes, everyone. So you, dear listener, can have this sitting on your bedside, VIP, Skinny Jean Gardner, phone-in member. On the back. It's the back of it, guys. Thickness. Huh? Thickness. It says on the back, thank you for listening and supporting the Skinny Jean Gardner phone-in show. With this card, call 07423 574 520 and get on the show as long as you want. Got something to sell? Got something to say? If you've got a card like this, you, dear listener, can do that. There's only 50 to collect. Well, there's only 50 that can go out. So throughout tonight's show, all you have to do is call 0742 357 4520 or click this link in the description, wherever it may be in the comments. Call in Tell me why you think you should be a VIP phone-in member. We'll let the group decide. And, I mean, we're not going to get rid of 50 tonight, are we? But we'll definitely get our hands out. And on each one, VIP number. So whoever... We've not got a number one yet. I need to get a pen. Where's my pens at? Who tonight is going to be VIP member number one? Call in 0742 357 4520 tonight. Richard said he's already called. Technically, Rich, you have. I hear you. I hear what you say. I hear what you're saying. Technically, you have. I need to get a pen. Pen. But technically, you have. Doesn't count because we didn't show the cards. Doesn't count. Move yourself a second. Looking for a pen. Where can I find a pen? Now someone's calling in. Hello, listener. What's your name and where do you come from?
It's Richard Suggett from Littlehampton, West Sussex.
Hello, Rick.
Hello, mate.
Great to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you too. I thought I'd roll my luck and get in one of these cards.
Yeah.
Even if it does mean I have to call in twice.
I need to find a pen. Right, don't go anywhere. But now you are member number one. You are fully trusted with the show.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. So
you can plug what you want. I'm just going to run away from the screen for 2 seconds to find a pen.
Well, seeing as it's Lee's show and seeing as it's only right, I should plug my podcast, the Veg Ground podcast, the best podcast on the planet, bar none. Talk about gardening, talk about growing your own food, that sort of thing. And if anybody wants to come on the podcast, get in touch. You're more than welcome to. It's Richard at the veggroundpodcast.co.uk. Lee quite often pops up on there. Is he back?
I'm back. Unbelievable. You really went for it there.
Cheers, man. Well, you left me in charge. I was going to do your book, but I thought, you know what? You're going to plug that enough in your show. Yeah,
there's plenty of adverts for that. Don't worry about that, mate. Richard, you are the first member. How does it feel?
Awesome.
Number one.
My life is complete.
Richard, what?
My life is now complete.
It means you can come on the show. I mean, you pretty much can come on any, but you can do whatever you want whenever you come on the show now, mate. Within reason.
I pretty much just ran the show for you just now, so...
That's true. I could have actually just gone for a cuppa.
Yeah.
How you doing anyway, dude? What's been going on since? Did we speak yesterday?
We spoke earlier today.
Yeah, I know, but just for the show, not just for pretend we don't speak during the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I ran in yesterday, and I've had this thing going through my mind since yesterday's show about kids' school gardening.
Oh yeah, tell us more.
And it was playing on my mind a lot after last night's show, actually, and the dilemma that Mark called in about on how to get into getting kids into gardening at school and stuff. And I kind of feel the trouble I always hear, and I think I said this last night, is that the people in charge of running these kids' gardening clubs in the school eventually end up leaving, go to other schools or something, and it never continues. Mm-hmm. And the only idea I came up with in the early hours of the morning was that perhaps we should set up some sort of organisation that one person would then go to 5 different schools on alternate days. So they might spend a whole week going to different schools. And that's when they're teaching the kids how to garden in that time. Yeah. Rather than it being somebody at the school, it's somebody from the outside coming in, a separate entity entirely. So call it something like Skinny Jean Gardener School. Yeah. And you have a few people, you're in charge of it, but you have a few people working underneath you in your local area that you send out to all these schools. Yeah.
Do you know what I thought when you didn't ring me earlier and you've literally just said it just now?
Yeah.
I don't know if you, a long time ago, maybe it was last year actually, I had some guys called what was they called? Roots
and all. Yeah.
Yeah, not Roots and All, or something like that, wasn't it?
Roots to Fruit or something,
That's
wasn't it?
Roots to Fruit. I wonder if we should get them on again and speak a bit more and more detail about that, because that is sort of what they do.
Yes, I think it needs to be a national scale, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they want it to make nationals. I wonder what's stopping that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good idea. Maybe we should get them on in a few weeks' time and see and delve deeper.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest obstacle I see with that is funding, but we'll pop that on the shelf and we'll worry about that at a later date. Everything else, there's going to be obstacles in the way, whether it's a school that doesn't have a garden or outdoor space or something. We can deal with that later.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. But I do think that there needs to be some bodies going about pushing it along, because as you say, as soon as someone leaves the school, it sort of drops everyone else in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think I can see Stuart Jackson in the group, and I know he does it at his school.
Yeah. But
if he was to leave, would it stay?
Well, I think their school is really good. I wonder, because they've got because he's a forest school teacher there.
Yeah.
Only part-time, though, but I think, again, it's all down to funding, because not many schools can do that.
Yeah.
But forest school teachers are incredible, and they sort of cover everything. So maybe it's a case of trying to find a way of funding more forest school teachers.
Yeah.
To maybe be part-time in a couple of schools in the area. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, in fact, you just said Stuart Jackson is part-time. He would be an ideal candidate. It may mean he has to go to 5 different schools.
Yeah, to school every. Yeah, that's true. Actually, maybe we'll get Stuart on later to discuss that, because I've never thought about it before. Because I'm really thinking like, I've said to you before, I don't want to start my own thing if that's not necessary. If there's always something going on that we can push along and change up a little bit to make it easier, like maybe forest school teachers doing that more.
Yeah.
Then I'll back that horse and get it over the finishing line. There you go, mate.
Yeah, but I think it might be a case more of joining group or joining up with all the other people who are doing something similar, such as something you've got on the podcast. Is it next week? You've got Mr. Lamb coming on.
Yeah, Lamb. He's coming on. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's really interesting what he's doing. And we do discuss that in the interview next week. So yeah. Really dragging that one out, to plug that podcast that's coming up, mate. Stay tuned, guys.
Looking forward to it.
Suggs, you are member of great idea. Member number 1.
Thank you.
I'm gonna love you and leave you, because you are actually back on tomorrow to talk about podcasts. So
of course, yeah. Enough of me.
So enough of you. See you tomorrow.
Yep. Have a good one.
Bye, fella. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Here we go. Hello, Mark. How you doing, mate?
Your pen.
Found one in the end, mate. Are you calling in to be member number 2?
Well, if I can, yeah. I'm just here of an evening. I inherited this from the when I moved in, and it's very handy for my collection of wooden mushrooms. So I'm just sitting there giving them a bit of a dust, and put your podcast on in the background, and thought, why not? Member number 2.
Even, mate. Member number 2. You're going in, Mark.
Well, thank you very much.
Nice job, Dan. How are you doing, dude?
Yeah, good. Yeah. It's been a busy day, but I've just come in from sweeping my fake grass again. But behind this wall here, I actually have a lovely hedge. It's beech, it's dog rose, it's the gustrum, but the dog rose has got really out of control, and it's scratching on the back of the wall. So the last few nights I've been chopping it down, just trying to get it back into decent sort of state. Now I need to sweep my fake grass, so when the kids go out in the morning, there's not thorns and rose hips and all that sort of stuff everywhere. But so
Mark, when do you usually do most of your garden? Do you spend like the weekend doing it, or do you just do it when you get in?
I kind of do it in the sort of hour or two I've got between the kids going to bed and the light failing. So I get a lot less time now. I'm really noticing it at the moment with the lights getting, with the evenings getting darker. I've only got like half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. And I mean, the place I had before, I was only renting, and it was huge. It was an acre. So my wife and I, we built an amazing garden. So it is quite a culture shock to come to this place. But you got to get on the ladder at some point, and it might have plastic grass, but it's got a blank canvas, so we can do something with it as the time goes by.
Yeah, it's ready to go. These things take time, don't they, man? We both know that.
Yeah, good idea with Richard's earlier there. Just this continuity element. If you can bring in outside people who are going to be there, all the way through the process, that stops the thing of parents leaving after 6-7 years and moving on. But I think he's onto something there.
Yeah, and another thing, I don't know if he said it in yesterday's show as well. Another good idea he came up with was for so you keep the same plot throughout the whole time you're at that school for the kids. Yeah.
I mean, that definitely, mate. Yes. Yeah. No, I think that's where you got, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know that's not the right terminology. I haven't quite got my head around it yet. But yeah, no. So the plots are age specific, and they are the right size, shape, height, doing the right types of plants, doing the right types of things that are suitable for that age group. I think that's we should start making notes. We're getting some good ideas. I hope you are.
Yeah, don't worry, mate, it's all coming together. Mark, thanks so much for calling in tonight, dude.
Yeah, cool. Take care. Cheers, mate.
Member number 2. Nice one, mate.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks, Mark, member number 2. And here he is, the man we were just talking about a minute, Mr. Stuart Jackson. Hello, mate.
Hey, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm all right, yeah. That's very interesting, Richard's ideas. The only trouble with outside agencies is cost. I'm cheap. So it's I understand. I know where you're coming from, though.
Well, are forest school teachers usually expensive then?
Yeah, they are. If I was if I went out to another school, which is the plan for me to go over to other schools, you're looking at probably 200 quid a day.
Right. Okay.
So that's why schools don't do it. So we've got a plan we got a plan or semi-plan that they want to put me out to other schools, but on a cheaper level.
Right.
So we don't make a profit. It's not about making a profit. So I could probably do it for 60, 70 quid a day. Yeah. So that's the plan. But that is part of our new build. We've had a new build with a new teaching hub in it to bring other schools in to show them what we do and how we do it and how we get around it. Yeah. Because I am a school leader. Suggs is onto something. Yeah. But you need a cluster of schools. Like every school is in a cluster. You need that whole cluster to come on board, really, to make it viable. Like everyone to chip in. Yeah. If everybody chipped in for, say, half a day for that person, it would become very cheap. And that's at each school. Pardon? Would you be able to do enough at each school? Yeah, I think initially you would probably want more time, but once you got it up and running, you could probably run the school sort of like I do forest school, 2 days a week or 2 afternoons a week. So if you could get 2 afternoons a week in schools, or even 1 afternoon, you could then once you're up and running and your grain's ready, it's just that, you know, sort of February to June when you're planting everything and it's really busy. But it can be done. It's just people, you've seen it. There are, in every school, you got 1 or 2 people. You just got to get everybody on board and every teacher on board.
Yeah.
And you can get it in, you can get it into the curriculum. It's really simple. You know, I've said it before. I hate to see runner beans stuck to a window in a plastic bag. What do the children learn from that? You know, stick it in the ground, let it grow, let them pick it.
Yeah.
Let them eat it. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, I just really want to make it easy. Just make it easy for any teacher. Like even like I've met some awesome teachers, and I've also met some teachers that are a bit like standoffish about it. And I want the ones that are standoffish to be easy for them just to say, "Oh, okay, it's all pretty much planned out here. This is simple. Let's get on with it."
Yeah, you just need somebody to show them a lesson plan to make it easy. Like tomorrow, I'm changing the way I work this year a little bit. So tomorrow, I'm not taking the whole class out. I'm taking groups of them out because the weather forecast is awful tomorrow anyway. Right. But so I will take 4 or 5 out at a time rather than taking 32 children out at a time. I will take 5 or 6. They will do a job, then they will go back in and swap.
Yeah.
So then I've got a few more children that are going to be writing their podcasts and performing, doing their podcast. So I've split the class into 2. The ones that want to do the physical stuff and the ones that want to do less physical stuff.
Yeah.
But there's always there's always somebody that won't go outside because it's raining, or, you know, my hair's in a mess, or, you know, because it's raining. I don't worry about that. I just put the clothes on and get out there.
That's it. That's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no such thing as wrong clothes. You know, the weather's wrong. You just get your waterproofs on, get out there, because it's no point. If you keep saying, "Oh, it's raining, we can't do it," you would never get anything planted. You can never get anything done. I had 4-year-olds out today.
All right, well, that's fun.
Oh, it's great fun. Yeah, for their first forest school session, they lasted about an hour.
Oh, that was good though.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, they did really well. I was really impressed today. Tomorrow I got you a 5, so it's from one extreme to the other. Yeah, but I think we've got to get it more in school. It's got to be more, because especially with the present climate, you want to teach children more outside. You want to get them fresh air. That's just it needs to be a big push. It's, as you know, the RHS do their bit, but it's too highbrow. It's too. I think highbrow is the right word.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Their lesson plans.
Go on.
What you do is different to what they do. Their lesson plan. You could go onto their website and you can print off a lesson plan. It doesn't meet the national curriculum. So you've then got to adapt what they write for them to teach it. Well, I just make it up as I go along, really.
We're going to get the every time, so that would be interesting to find.
What you need is a copy of the national curriculum, really, so that you can the science aspect and the job and that sort of stuff, so that you can then link it in. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But to grow a seed in a jam jar or a plastic bag, it's not giving the children any incentive.
No, and also it's not something they're going to go back home and do either, is it? It's like it's just an experiment. You're not getting gardening, are you?
No, we're not going to finish planting tomorrow. So hopefully our winter stuff will be done by tomorrow.
No, I did say I was going to ring you today, Stuart, and I totally forgot.
Don't worry.
I'll ring you. But yeah, we're going to continue this, and yeah, I mean, by next Feb, I want something started. Do you know what I mean? I want to at least have a trial going somewhere to see if it works.
You know we're up for it, and we've got the facilities to do it. And even if I'm not there, somebody else will take it on, because it's a team now rather than just one person.
the thing is with your school is it's really good because when I know it, pretty much everyone that's there and you as well. I also know it'll be successful because you're there. So I definitely want you to be one of the schools that we trial on. There also needs to be a few schools that don't have a Stuart Jackson at it.
But you also need a school, and I'm saying this is silly, but it doesn't have any green space.
Yeah, definitely. There needs to be a mixture to see what doesn't, because there's going to be places that it does work, and then somewhere in totally different location it's not going to quite work out.
Yeah, there are forest schools in London that their forest school equipment is still in a metal cupboard outside on the playground because they haven't got a playing field.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what the space is. My veg patch is tiny, as you know. So you can grow anything.
Yeah.
It's just. But I think the teachers get scared because a lot of the veg is harvested during the summer holidays. That's what scares people, and it's just setting everything up.
I mean, we will talk about this in more detail at some point, Stu, but there needs to be something to sort that 6 weeks thing out to make it easier because, like you say, that is the prime time, and then if no one's about for it, then it seems a bit pointless, doesn't it? So there needs to be something that does seem like a bit of a stumbling block everywhere. We keep coming up to that 6 weeks holiday.
Yeah, well, it's normally me that goes on waters.
That's it.
To be fair, it's not only me. There are 5 or 6 of us that will go over through the holidays and do it and look after everything.
Yeah.
But not every school's like that.
No, that's it.
It's just convincing them that it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And we will get there. We will get there, mate.
So you are not member number 3.
Thank you much.
You'll be getting your card in the post, my friend.
Okay, mate. You take it easy.
Cheers, I'll speak to you. Tell me.
Take care.
Speak to you later, dude.
Okay, mate. See you later.
And now, quite we had such a succession of calls tonight. Robert, why do you keep changing your name on the screen?
It's just to confuse you, Lee. That's literally the only reason.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. I've figured out how the lights work in my house. So that's good because it's dark here now. I can't remember, not Stuart there, but the guy before, I've forgotten his name. Sorry. He was saying how he's only got like 45 minutes left before it's dark when he gets home now.
Yeah.
And it's going quick, isn't it?
It really gets scary when it's like that. Someone said, who asked me the other day, when did the clocks go back? Do you know, Robert?
I'm pretty sure it's the end of October.
Does it get darker then or lighter?
Well, at night it usually gets quite dark, and then the day is,
It's just rubbish. How's you doing anyway? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I was really enjoying hearing from Helen last night. It was nice to hear a Scottish voice, of course. I am a bit biased like that, but nice to hear you too. Always. So I couldn't stay for the whole show, but it's been really interesting hearing what people are saying tonight as well about school gardening. And when I think of school gardening, I've actually got something slightly different in mind, because I think, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're mostly talking about maybe primary school kids. Is that right?
Mainly, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. So I want to tell you about something that's happened in Scotland over the past 5 or 6 years. And it's a story that's not really got, I'm not personally connected to it, but my mother is. So my mother lives and father, they live in Paisley, and my mum works in somewhere called Linwood, which is just next to Paisley, or part of Paisley. And Linwood is, it's famous for a car called the Hillman Imp. If some people might be thinking, oh yeah, the Hillman Imp, they were good when you got them, and then I think they probably rusted to bits. They were not expensive cars, but they made them in Linwood for however many years. Then in the 80s, all the factories, closed for these sorts of things in the UK, in Scotland. You can tell I don't know the history, Leah. Apologies to everyone listening. Terrible historian here, but basically the car factory shut and unemployment was rife in the area. So since then, Linwood's it's finding its feet now, but it's always been an area that's had a bit of a black mark against its name in some ways, unfairly, I think, because it's not the fault of the people that live there. Anyway, I think it was 6 or 7 years ago, Somebody from Linwood was this is not a happy story, Lee. A young man from Linwood was randomly attacked and killed down on a visit somewhere in England. He was a very well-known member of his community. He was an active musician and all that sort of thing. So there was a great outpouring of grief. And one of the things that came about to remember this guy, Craig Hepburn, was Craig Hepburn Memorial Garden in the local high school. What a fantastic thing to do, to have a space where all his fellow pupils could come in and remember him and have a quiet place to be. And I was delighted to hear about this outcome of this horrible event that transpired. But you know yourself, Lee, memorial gardens can be made and then they can sort of fall to the wayside after a while. But this is not at all what's happened here. So this garden is in the local high school, Linwood High. A lot of thought into the name there, and it's actually a place that they use to teach horticulture. So in Scotland, the qualifications are a little bit different from your, what is it, GCSEs you've got down there, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we got the same stuff with a different name, you know, more or less. We have a curriculum for excellence. Doesn't that sound exciting? So you could send you a copy of that as well to read alongside the English one. Yeah, you're going to have some fun reading over these winter nights. Anyway, what they're doing in there is they're teaching people from the first year up to fifth year at high school. They're teaching them horticulture, hands-on horticulture in an organised classroom, outdoor setting. Yeah. But they're actually working towards a qualification, which is a nationally recognised qualification equivalent to GCSE.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In that school, just in Scotland in general?
It's at that school specifically I'm aware of, and I think I'd have to check if it's being rolled out elsewhere, but it's something that you can do through colleges, and obviously there are more advanced college courses you can do as well. So that's one thing that's happening here in Scotland. So I just thought it might be an interesting sort of counterpoint to the primary school experience, and also the point that Stuart made about having that continuous link. If you've got a teacher or teachers who that's literally their job to do that, that's a huge thing to be able to have that. But it's really difficult in a primary school setting when teachers are bound to be generalists, apart from, you know, like the music teacher and the PE teacher and so on. My sister's a music teacher. I know very vaguely that they do a lot of hard work, of course. But yeah, there are other ways to tackle these things. If we can get that yourself, if you can sort of get this excitement going at a younger age, and they can think, whoa, secondary school, actually, here's a route into a career. I think there's something there.
Do you know what we've got next? I keep talking about this, but next Tuesday on this show is George Lamb's coming on, and he's doing exactly that in a secondary school in London.
Wow.
So he's just started, about his 2 years into it, and started an organisation doing that sort of thing and trying to make that happen as well.
Excellent.
I think that's really important as well, though. The whole secondary school thing, like I'm obviously, me personally, have concentrated on primary schools, but I do think there's a real importance to keep that going, because not many people, and especially when I left school, gardening was literally, or horticulture was literally, I didn't even know there was a word called horticulture, so that's sort of cool. So there needs to be something that continues that, because, you know, as an industry, we're always moaning about not enough people coming into it.
That's very true. That's very true. I was aware of what horticulture was from a younger age, Lee, but that's not showing off. It's because someone in the family had studied as a horticulturalist, and we thought this was hilarious. You know, kind of like, oh, a horticulturist, you know, what's that? It's a gardener, isn't it? But it's so much more than that. You sort of, you see these career days and things like that. Grow Careers is one of the Institute of Horticulture initiatives, and then the RHS have done a whole load of really fantastic videos which are on their website at the moment, different careers in horticulture. But even just someone that's working as a head gardener or a jobbing gardener, you've got to know so much stuff that it ties into all these other subjects at school. What's Curriculum for Excellence in Scotland is, again, not a teacher, it's about tying in all the different things like maths and physics and science and art and all this sort of stuff, tying them in together. And if you can have something that ties them in, like gardening is great, because you can say, well, gardening, you got your measuring out, you got your weighing, you got your light, and
there's so much,
and stuff. Yeah.
It just need. I think I don't know. There must be. I mean, I'm surprised there isn't something that brings all that together already. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm surprised there's not. I mean, especially for primary schools, I need to. Even for me, like I need to find out really what the RHS are doing on that side of things, and I want to get them on the show at some point to try and dig deeper into that.
Well, that's a fantastic idea because there's all these initiatives for STEM subjects. I can't remember what it all stands for, STEM, but there's all these things, horticulture, and it's an agriculture as well. They go hand in hand. They do. There's something there, and don't forget, Lee. My turn to plug. In Scotland, you also have the Royal Caledonian Horticultural Society.
No, really, mate. Please tell us more.
Oh well, it's funny you should mention it. As one of the vice presidents of the Cali, if you're in Scotland or not, come and join us, of course. But we have done some stuff with kids gardening in the past. It's a little bit in need of a little bit of work and updating on that. And we also do a different thing, which is called Grow and Learn. So it's working with not really people at school, but people who are not able to access mainstream educational settings. So it can be like people that have been in prison, mental health care settings, other sort of care settings, just generally anyone that's sort of in some sort of group or care or institutional setting possibly, but they can't go into college is not really an option for them at that point for whatever reason. And it's a person-centered learning approach. So they'll run a course and you'll see half a dozen people running at a place, and they'll all have targets that they have to sort of work towards. So it might just be if someone's got physical limitations where they can't do certain things, and it might be more focused on design and things like that. If they can do certain other things, it's tailored to the individual. But they actually have to do the work and produce a sort of portfolio and earn an award. And people have been going through this. I think at the moment we've got about 35 projects on the go across Scotland, and I haven't planned to talk about this, Lee. I haven't got all my numbers set up, but it's something that we've been working with schools, the NHS. We're starting to get into the prison system and stuff like that up here, reaching out to people with horticulture as something they can learn about it, that they can bring into their everyday lives and help grow themselves as well. Because you know yourself, it's getting out and about and doing a bit of gardening. It's just so good. So I'm excited about that. And then to hear you talking about school gardening, and then I know about secondary school gardening, and then it's all getting a bit exciting, isn't it?
Mate, because you are member number 4 now, that means we can get you on the show at some point. We can really delve deep into it if you fancy it.
I will be more than delighted to. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll message you tomorrow, right?
Yeah, okay. I've taken enough of your show today, that's for sure.
I'll chat to you later, dude.
Cool. Cheers, bye.
Wow, what a start to tonight's show. Tuesday, let's have an advert break and let's get your comments. And you can call in to get hold of your membership card, just like Richard, just like Mark, just like Stuart, just like Rob. Let's hit it. Hey, what's going on? This stream and the podcast is sponsored by Flymo. Flymo, your life easy. My nan absolutely loves Flymo, and she was the one that first introduced me to Flymo, the brand Flymo, way back when I first got my new home, because she used Flymo in her garden. Then she bought my mum and dad a Flymo when they got their garden. And then, when I got my garden, my nan bought me a Flymo. It's been in the family for years. I absolutely love it. They're such a great product. They're quality, they're affordable, and they think about how to make it easy for you to go cut the lawn, cut those edges, and do those gardening tasks. So, flymo.com if you want to get your hands on some of their products. Plus, spend over £45 and you, yes you, dear listener, can get free delivery. Go check it out now, flymo.com. The Skinny Jean Gardener, How to Get Kids Gardening book. It's available right now. That's right, in all good... Well, on Amazon mainly, to be honest with you. On amazon.co.uk or .com, wherever you're in the world. Amazon. How to Get Kids Gardening is available right now. It's a $9.99. Oh yes, my self-published work, $9.99. Let's have a little flick to see what you could be doing. You could be making this. Wildflower seed balls. My favourite garden and make. A little bit messy for the kids, but brings some incredible colour to the garden. There's over 30 garden and makes inside this book that you can do with the family to get outside and enjoy whatever space you've got. Amazon.co.uk. How to get kids gardening. Would you like to sponsor and support this stream? Yes, you. Actually, not you, but you. Yes, you. Have you got a product or service you'd like to advertise? Then this is a space for you. You get yours truly to advertise your product in a very, very unique way. Thanks very much. Plus, get it put in front of literally tens and tens of people. There's at least 12 people watching right now. Probably more. Probably. If you want to get your product or service in front of them, then this is the place to be. Free advert, a show, plus we'll talk about it a little bit after each advert, no doubt. That's free, that's 4 times a week, that's 12 times. Guys, 12 times. If you want to get involved, if you want to support the show, it's not as expensive as you think, guys. It's not expensive as you think. Lee at skinnyjeangardener.co.uk. Tonight it's VIP members night, which means if you phone in and we think that you deserve a VIP members card sent out to you, then you can get your hands on one tonight just by calling in 07423 574 520. Hello.
Hello.
Ian?
It's Ian from the Rainy City.
I knew it.
Yeah. I just wanted to be number 5.
Yeah, number 5. Lucky for some.
Well, it's Nigel Mansell's Formula 1 number.
Is it really? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Must be lucky.
So I had to have number 5.
Number 5, mate. You've got it. How are you? Good?
I'm all right, thanks.
Good, man. What's been
Not done a lot today, I must be honest.
Not done a lot. Are you on your own, ain't you? You've got a week off, ain't you?
Got a week off?
I thought, didn't you drop
I'm
drop some...
99% retired.
Yeah, no, I mean, did you say you dropped your wife off at the airport?
Oh,
yesterday?
yeah, sent her. She's over in Malaga.
There you go, mate. That is a week off, mate.
Yeah.
Do what you want. Set whatever Christmas lights up you want. Whatever you want to do. What are you going to do?
I don't know. I've had lie-in this morning. I didn't get up till 10:30. It's weird for me. I'm normally up at 6:30, 7 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah, mate.
But wasn't so good today.
You what, mate?
And I wasn't so good today. I've been a bit rough.
Oh, well, there's always tomorrow, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be raining again tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's not normal. Just tell me when it is sunny up your way, and that will make... Because if every day's a rainy day up your way, isn't it?
Always, yeah.
Always.
Got up this morning, it was thick fog.
Thick fog?
Yeah.
Mate, there's a frost coming. You'll probably get it before us.
We had the frost yesterday.
There we go. There'll be snow.
I had to scrape the windows before I could take it to the airport.
Unbelievable.
Not good, is it?
It's getting colder, mate. It's getting colder.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, how much frost do tomatoes take before they all shrivel up?
You've got them in the greenhouse, though, haven't you?
I've got some in the greenhouse and some outside.
Well, the ones in the greenhouse obviously last longer, wouldn't they? Maybe
they'll be all right.
Them a bit. Are they still producing tomatoes? You see what tomatoes coming?
Yeah, well, they're not getting any bigger, but they ain't ripening either. So
take them off. That's what we said, didn't it? I thought we were going to take the green ones off and ripen them.
What's the best way of doing that? I've seen something to put them in a cardboard box on windowsill. But
I think someone said put a banana next to them.
Yeah.
I
tried that, but it didn't work.
Oh, it didn't work. Oh.
Well, it hasn't so far.
Wrong banana.
Just went black. Well, never mind.
Mate, you are member number 5.
That'll do me nicely.
You're getting your card in the post soon, dude.
Yeah, so when are you sending this artificial grass up?
You're not saying you're not getting artificial grass.
Am I right?
You're getting grass seed.
Oh, grass seed. Oh, right. That means I've got work to do.
As if I'd send you up artificial grass. Mark said he's going to send you a bit of seed up. He's not going to send you up a whole garden's worth of artificial, is he?
Oh, that's not good.
We did a whole podcast on how bad it was.
I know. It's supposed to be slippy as well, isn't it? If you're not careful.
Yeah, it's dodgy stuff, mate. You've got to be careful, mate. You've got to be careful. We wouldn't want you falling, Liam.
No, I'm too old. I'll never get up.
You don't want that. Mate, thanks for calling in, dude.
I'm loving listening to everything you're talking about getting school kids gardening. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, man. I think we've definitely got a bit of I've been talking about it for a while about trying to do something. I just thought I'd bring everyone in on the conversation and we'll try and do it together. Got any ideas, Ian?
No, I say my kids are in the 30s now, so.
I can't remember. Do they do any gardening? Or was it
very little?
Oh, the grandkids only get it when they come to you.
Backyards, so it's a bit awkward.
Yeah, that's the thing.
My daughter's doing a bit for the grandkids. Like I said, I gave her some tomatoes and some peas that she's grown on.
Yeah.
And then she had some potatoes that started sprouting. I said, just plant them and see what happens.
Yeah, that's about
so they've done that. Well, that's about it.
Yeah, well, that's something, mate.
There's 2 dogs and they eat things, so
that's not so good.
Not the best.
Ian, thanks for calling in, mate.
No problem. Speak to you again. Dude. Bye.
Bye, mate. There we go. 5 cards gone already. Only 45 cards left. So I'll probably sign myself on 07 42 357 4520 or click the link in the comments if you want to be zapped in just like Mr. Jackson and Robert was earlier on. Loads of comments coming in during that first half. Thanks so much. Hold your horses. Hello, caller.
Sean James Cameron, London.
Hello, Sean James Cameron, London.
As far as I'm aware, your and your banana has to go in. They have to go into a box.
Oh, they have to real be close.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's because the banana gives off a gas. Apparently.
Is that true? Is it? Have you ever?
That's what. I don't like tomatoes, so they can rot as far as I care.
That's fair enough.
But I've had a bit of an experience. Well, I've had quite a few experiences today. It took 6 hours to get rid of a mouse in the house.
6 hours.
Well, I was sat on the bed doing a bit of computer work this morning, and the next thing, the 2 cats just dashed into the corner and started throwing this mouse up in the air. But they are the ones that must have brought it in.
Brilliant.
Because I'm upstairs.
Well,
so it took a while to get the thing out, but it's gone now.
Did it go out alive?
Yes.
Oh, that was good of you. That was good of you.
That's why it took 6 hours.
Well, that's a nice way to spend a Tuesday, mate.
And then I ate a winter squash.
Yeah.
That tasted like a potato.
Was it supposed to?
Yes.
Is it great for that? What's it called, that one?
It's a new variety that came out at the start of this year called mashed potato.
Did you put it on your channel? Because I feel like I've seen it before.
I have been telling the story about how to grow it, but I haven't put on the big reveal yet.
Oh,
so
right.
So that's what I was filming this evening, where I just cut the thing in half, took the seeds out, and roasted it in the oven for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Brought it out, tasted it, and it doesn't make your head spin around because it tastes of potato, but it's a squash. And it tastes of creamy potato as well, which is even better. I did try the skin, but I wasn't a fan of the skin.
Out of 10, what would you give it?
Oh, I'm definitely going to do it again next year.
Oh, well, it must be a winner then.
Well, I'm seriously thinking it because it's got. Let me just read you the blog post that I've just written.
Please do. On the website that you've returned to.
Because it's got some interesting facts that they claim that it is 80% less calories than potatoes and 75% less carbohydrates than potatoes.
Well, potatoes can do one then, can't they?
Well, I'm not having because if I eat too many potatoes, I become very slow and I just want to go to sleep and I get very hot. So far, I haven't had that experience. But I'm seriously thinking now, maybe next year, just put the one row of potatoes in, and just do a few of these squash.
Well, why do any potatoes at all, mate? Maybe it's the future.
I've seen the future, and it's squash shape.
Are you getting down the plot this week?
Yes, we've got a special guest coming down on Thursday, so we're doing a bit of filming down there.
Oh, well, I'm guessing you're not going to tell me who it is, so I'll bid you farewell.
Nobody important.
Oh.
It's only somebody that used to be on my last site. But the fans, they love to see him.
Oh, what's his name? Is his name Jeff? Jeff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I like
he's got the look of an old-time gardener. He's got the white beard. He's got the look of the gardener.
He's got a classic.
He didn't have the brain of a gardener.
He's got one of them. I think he's got one of them Jeremy Corbyn hats, isn't he?
He might have, yes.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing that, mate. Mate, thanks for calling in. You are member number 6.
Well, that's good, because I grew up in a house number 6.
What are the chances, mate? It's all coming together.
And I've just sent you a document to your email address. Don't bother to read it now, because it's quite a long document. But it's about what Wales is doing with kids in schools.
Oh, cheers, mate. We're really getting an overview, yeah.
Because I seem to remember many years ago, but because I'm not particularly interested in what goes on in Wales. In fact, I voted for the Welsh Assembly, and then I moved to Manchester the day after. So anyway, but I seem to have a memory that they were at least talking about it 10 years ago, that they were going to put it on the curriculum in schools.
I wonder if they
can't
did.
I can't remember what they actually did, but I've sent you a document from about 2 years ago that explains a bit more than what I know at the moment.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. We'll check that out.
So we'll look forward to my card. Will that get me 20% off RHS products? Or the National Trust?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, try it. Just write Skinny Jean Garner said I'll get 20% off, and I'm sure they'll do it for you.
I heard that it gives me a penny off this kids gardening book.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. It does. Just one penny, but every penny counts, doesn't it?
Well, I will let somebody else come on and be number 7 now.
Cheers, dude. I'll speak to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Man. Sean's card will be sent out to him soon. Very much like this man. Fingers crossed he's in the best signal area of the house.
Hopefully you can hear me today.
How are you, man? Yeah, I can see, I can hear you, I can see you.
Fantastic.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, you?
Good, dude. Having a good night and yeah, having a lot of fun.
We're just listening to Sean on the phone, and it's good to see that Jeff's going to be on one of his videos coming up. So remember Jeff quite a bit in here.
He's a popular geezer on that on Sean's channel, isn't he?
He was, yeah, he was, and it was quite funny. Jeff and Vivi, I think it was from his previous plot, and they were on it quite a bit, so it was quite interesting. But as I was trying to say to you last night when we had the horrible signal problem,
yes, mate,
is in schools at the moment they're not allowing parents to go in and help and stuff like that because of the current situation.
Yeah.
So what got me thinking is after schools, I always send my daughter every couple of days to like an after school club, what is run on behalf of the school, and they charge quite a bit. I would say it's about £50, something like that, a term, and it's quite a bit of money. And they just rent the land off the school. So what happens if you had a discussion with the school, maybe seeing if you can rent the land and then have your own after-school club using the school grounds?
Yeah, always sitting there. It's not a bad idea, is it?
Because of I actually asked my when I went to take my daughter to school, I asked them if I could go in there and just give them a help with the gardening part of it, and they've said no, we can't accept any help at the moment from the outside public because of the current situation.
Which is understandable, isn't it? It's, yeah, it's a good thing. So the parents have to pay £50 a term, then, is it?
Yeah, it's £50. I think every 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that.
Right, I've got you.
If you get 10 children, it works out quite a bit of money every term. And if you've got other parents and that involved, all you would need is a CRB check on the parents, and they can get involved in it too. And basically, it's just you renting the land off the school, so you can teach the kids how to grow the plants.
I think it's a good idea, man. I tell you what, the only thing I know, I always come back with with negative response. I really like it. I think that's a good idea as a business. The only thing I'd say is I really want to try and let it be. Well, I think it would work in some schools. Like my daughter's school, it probably would work.
Yeah.
The only thing is, the people that can't afford it, that's the only thing I worry about.
Yeah, but then you say about people who can't afford it, but after children who go to these after-school clubs, there is help from the government who help pay for.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
to the after-school clubs. So why can't they pay towards going to another form of after-school club?
Dan, very good reply, and that is actually that is a really good point. So we could really look into that to make sure that sort of balances everyone out.
Well, when I picked my daughter up from school today, I actually walked around to the bit where they're doing their growing and things like that. You can tell that no one has maintained it for a very, very long time, which is a shame. And my daughter's coming home saying, Dad, they're teaching us as one of your coolers. They're teaching us how to do the planting of vegetables and the growing of vegetables, but it's all coming from the classroom.
Right, yeah.
What's the point?
Fantastic.
You need to be out there in the mud, in the rain, getting dirty and enjoying the outside, I would think.
Yeah, you're 100% right, man. Yeah, Dan, there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to unpack, isn't there? But I think there's definitely an idea amongst it.
I think, like, at the moment, with children and that, they need to get into doing something like this, especially when we might be on another lockdown and stuff like that. It depresses us adults. What effect is it having on the child?
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, gardening has helped me through this year and lockdown and stuff, and I think it has helped my daughter, and I think a lot of children and parents, a bit like how we had Helen on yesterday, talking about how lockdown and gardening has helped her. I think it saved a lot of people. So,
it's a way in out of life, because of between me and your viewers, I've from about the age of 8 or so, I was bullied all my life because I've got dyslexia, and whenever I went out in the public or went out with my granddad into the garden and stuff like that, it always released that pain I was suffering from school and stuff like that. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, and that's what I've always tried to spread. I do get people saying on the channel sometimes, "Oh, you don't explain it properly. Sometimes your spelling's a little bit messed up in the words," but I've talked to you through spelling, and you've worked it out too. So it doesn't matter what condition you've got in your life. It's a very interesting thing to take on and do, I think.
Definitely, man. Yeah, I think you're 100% right. I think you're gardening is one of those things, and generally you're going to get people that say that sort of stuff. But I think generally gardeners, a good bunch all round. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Because like the funniest thing is my brothers and that can look at my YouTube channel because they can laugh and they don't really care, but they laugh and say you're looking like an idiot. do you know what? I really don't care. I do it because I enjoy it, and that's what we all here to do.
Hey Dan, like an idiot in front of who? Like who you looking like an idiot in front of? So, you know.
Exactly. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me anymore. But as I said in the comments, was it yesterday or the day before? Thank you for the song. That will be going in the intro.
Mate, please put that in the intro. I'll be like, that is so cool.
And I'll put in the top corner song produced by Lee Skinny Guard.
Any royalties come my way, mate. All right. Dan, you are member number 7. Lucky number 7.
Brilliant. We've been waiting for them, so it's fantastic.
You'll be on the way. I'll be in the post, man. You're always welcome on the show. You know that.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, mate.
Catch you later, fella.
I'll be carrying on watching.
Nice one, dude. Speak to you later. Wow, what a first hour. I know there's been so many comments coming in. I will try and get through them in the next core of the show. Let's have an ad break and I'll speak to you after this. This stream and the podcast are sponsored by Flymo. Flymo.com. I'm going to tell you a little story about Vince. Vince came into my home and basically took over not all, but the biggest gardening task, which I'll be honest with you, took a little bit of time because usually I'm away. I'm jet setting from Birmingham to Devon, all over the country, which means that when I come home, the first task I've got to do is my lawn. Now, Vince came along and we welcomed him to the family, and now I feel like he's taken over my position in this household, which is not good. Vince, I should add, is my robotic lawnmower. Oh yes, Flymo's robotic lawnmower. Literally, you set it up, there's an app on your phone, you set it up, and every day, all week, however you want to do it, Vince, or the robotic, you can call it what you want, but ours is called Vince, goes out and cuts your lawn. Oh, made so simple. Go check it out right now at flymo.com. Spend over 45 quid, you get free delivery. You can't say better than that, can ya? So yeah, go check it out. Get your own Vince. Have you heard? I've got a brand new book. It's not brand new. I know that. It was out in February. But to you, it may be brand new. How to Get Kids Gardening is available right now on amazon.co.uk. Let's have a little flick to see what great gardening makes over 30 that you could be doing as a family. Maybe you could be making stone and spoon markers, because we all know that labelling up your seeds as you put them into the soil is very important. If not, you've got no idea what's popping through when the little green shoot. That could be anything, couldn't it? Make some stone markers. Really simple, really easy, and really inexpensive. All the gardener makes in here, just literally the costs hardly anything. I don't know how I can say that. Hardly anything, mate. Hardly anything. Come on around. How to Get Kids Gardening. Amazon. Come on out round. Would you like to support and sponsor this stream? Then you can. You can get your product or service in front of people like Richard from Littlehampton or Sean from London, even Lisa in Northern Ireland. Yeah, we're Mr. Worldwide. I think we've got some people from Australia as well. So if you're from Australia, this is the place to be. If you want to support or sponsor the stream, then please get in contact at lee@skinnyjeangardener.co.uk and your advert could be at this point right now. Annoyingly, I've just realised that this show is titled International Podcast Day, and you, dear listener, will know it's not International Podcast Day today. Tomorrow is International Podcast Day, which means I've used the wrong stream, which means all of the podcasters coming on have got the wrong link, which means tomorrow morning I'm going to have to send out another link and look really unprofessional. It's all right. I didn't expect anything different. Let's take another phone call. Hello, caller. How are you?
Just a quick update on something. Sean from London.
Hello, Sean.
You want to contact the National Society of Allotment and Leisure Gardeners because there's a patch of land literally 2 minutes from around my house.
Yeah.
And it's used as part of this project where local doctors can send patients to this garden to learn how to garden.
Yeah.
To improve their mental health. And schools are involved there. But somehow this organization, like 10 years ago, managed to convince the National Society to buy the land.
Oh, really?
So they bought the land, and this charity now rents it off them for a ridiculous, I think it's like £500, and they've got a 999-year lease.
Crikey! That's a deal.
And when I asked the National Society about this about 3 or 4 years ago, they confirmed that it was true. So you should contact them and just sort of, say, could they do something very similar to the Sydenham Gardens scheme?
What are they called again? The National Allotment Society?
Yeah, the National Society of Allotment and Leisure Gardeners.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, man. I'll write that down.
And quote Defreen, so spelled D-E space.
D-E space, yeah.
F-R-E-N-E. So it's Defreen Allotments in Sydenham.
Yep, got you.
But yeah, it's a mad thing because this charity just found the land, approached them, and somehow managed to convince them to buy the land and then to lease it back to them.
That's nuts.
And now it's been turned into. I've just looked on Google because I haven't been over there for quite a while. But they've got greenhouses there, and they do a scheme now where they grow the vegetables and they sell them to the community.
Yeah. Well, maybe we have to have them on and see what it's all about, mate. That sounds quite interesting. I'll have a little.
There is a video idea there. I might pop over and I'll do a 2-minute video and send it in to you.
There you go, mate. Do that. Do the video.
A bit like
you
that
do the
podcast
work.
that's on a Sunday night, where you can send videos in.
All right, go.
See you later.
See you later, dude.
Bye.
Okay, member number 6. Calling back in. Mr. Sean James Cameron. Right, so if you don't know what we're up to, if you just joined us, that's absolutely cool. Maybe you're new to the show, which way you've hit just on the right point. We are handing out VIP membership. That's it. VIP membership to the phone-in show, which basically means you have full reign. There's only 50. There's only 50 that can go out. You put that next to your bedside, can you? Only 50, which means you can come on, talk about whatever you want, and get involved. Just by being a member. It's free. I'm not selling nothing. All we have to do is call in tonight. 0742 357 4520. Everybody. 9:10 on a Tuesday. I think we've had 7, 8, 9, maybe 9 calls tonight, which has been wicked. Thanks so much to everyone that's called in so far. Right, I said I was going to go through some comments. You can call in any time you want. There is a link in the comments as well to click on. We have not checked out the comments for the whole hour, so let's have a look. Alex says, "Can I put a number in the chat?" No, it doesn't work like that, Alex. You can't do that. It's not. We're not playing Deal or No Deal again. Stu says, "I think Richard should get number 1." He did. Sugget's number 1. Wheeler's Patch. How you doing? Evening, guys. How are you? Ruth's in the house. Hi, Ruth. Dan, who we had on earlier, said, "Good evening, everybody." Rich Brothers, ? From Ian. We're going to have to get them guys on at some point, aren't we? The Essex Supplement said, how easy is it to set up Get Kids gardening classes free on location, say somewhere like a farm or market garden? I can imagine it would be easy. Again, on that one, there's going to be schools that can do it, and there's going to be schools that can't do it. I really want it to be inclusive of any school, no matter what size garden, whether you've just got a tarmacked playground. I went from, sometimes I make it sound like I'm like Ross Kemp going through like, but I went from, in my tour, I went from schools that had amazing gardens with amazing teachers, and then I went to the totally opposite. Like, so I went from schools that had, big houses. Like, there's some big houses about, plenty of farmland, all this going on. The kids are loving it, which is fantastic. And then about 10 minutes later, I'd drive down the road and would go to a school that only had a small tarmacked area that were making the most. Like, there was teachers there that were making the most of it, and making the most of the space and getting the kids involved. And they were just excited, but at the same time, we're limited on space. We also visited schools where they didn't look like there was a massive amount of gardening going on, because they felt like they'd been left out. And we talk about the RHS. We'll get the RHS on 100% in the coming weeks. I really want to talk to them about that, because what we found. Go and check out. Here we go. Here's a plug. Another plug from me. But go and check out the YouTube video of the school tour. It's about 40 minutes long. It's a good one. And it's a real eye-opener for me on this sort of thing. But yeah, 100%. I think having like a farm or a market garden, a bit like yours, Alex, to open up to local schools in that area would 100% work. Like, that would be such a good idea. And maybe we can look into that. Maybe we can chat about that privately, man, about doing some sort of kids club. Maybe even in 6 weeks. I don't know, in 6 weeks early next year, when we can do sort of stuff like that. I'll drop you a line about that privately, and we'll talk about that a little bit, because that would be really cool if we could do, there you go, kids garden club type thing. Weirdest Patch says, our allotment next door to a school. I work for a fruit and veg wholesaler, so I thought I used my plot as a community garden, as my plots are massive, to get kids involved, but got shot down. I've got shut down or shot down. But the only thing, like, this is the thing, like, you've got to find the right teacher and the right head teacher as well. Like Mr. Jackson, who was on the show earlier, head teacher is absolutely amazing and loves it. And then you can go somewhere else and the head teachers can be a bit off. So you've got to find the right school as well. Just having that area does not necessarily mean that the school's gonna be up for it. Massive fan, Dan Kitchen Garden. Keep up the great work. Oh, Dan's got a massive fan in the comments. Dan, Richard saying we'll figure funding out later. Startup grants and government funding. There are so many grants that support this. That's one thing that I'm useless at looking at about, but I will start looking up about that. Because it's pretty important, isn't it? The funding side, as much as Suggett with his millions is saying, don't worry about it. Lee, you find most schools only want to reward the good kids with projects like this gardening instead of getting the whole school involved. It's a good point. It's a good point. Do you know what? You either get two sides of it, don't you? You either get the naughty kids are sent out to the garden and have that time out there, which I've seen. Or you're right, you'll get like the good kids that are being rewarded. It's never like it is actually. I say it's never. That's a lie. But you do get those two extremes. That does happen. You know that International Podcast Day is September the 30th? Yes, I do, Sean. Anyone watching this is titled wrong. Oh, look, I can change it. Oh, can I change it? Here we go. How do you change it? Oh, here we go. Look, I can change it. Wait, guys. Phone in show. Let's just put phone in show because everyone's like confused. phone in. No one's really confused, but gardening phone show. Let's just change these. I can't believe I accidentally pressed the wrong one. I know International Garden and Podcast Day. International Podcast Day is tomorrow. There we go. Hope that will change on all the things. Probably delete it. An error occurred on YouTube. Okay. Okay. We're trying to sort it behind the scenes, guys. We'll see how we go on. No, YouTube don't want to do it. It's fine. Don't worry about it in YouTube. But yeah, International Podcast Day is tomorrow. We're going to have no calls tomorrow. It's just going to be all the UK podcasters coming on the show. Sunday 25th is for a clock change. Just to let everyone know. October, that is. Get them planting onion, garlic, broad beans at the start of the school year. September, October, teach them about growing them. Then harvest them before the summer holidays. Supplement that with some quick growing crops, maybe. That's I think Alex and I are talking about what we can do because of the 6 weeks holiday problem, which is a good idea, El. Nice one. It's hard to keep teenagers interested, I believe, which is the challenge in itself. I think that will probably change over time. This is a little bit, right? This is a little bit why I really like to concentrate on primary schools and really make it happen, because it is harder to keep teenagers interested, especially in gardening, which kind of come across as, that ain't cool enough for me. You know what I mean? That's how teenagers talk now. That's my impression of a teenager. Ain't cool enough for me to garden. I'm off to go and play Fortnite, innit? So we need to make it cool in primary school. So when they go up into secondary school, that is the win. That's what we want. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? I took part in a garden project during teen years. It was the elderly who were stealing the plants and bulbs we planted. Oh, crikey. That's a terrible lesson to learn. We have a similar project around the corner there, which we spoke to Sean about earlier. Sue says, we could learn a lot from Scotland. Let's get both working as one team. Yeah, I think we could learn a lot from Scotland. I think we need to find out more about what they're up to up there. It all sounds really exciting. I think it's so important. Children, this is from Lisa, should be taught gardening and growing in schools. We need to teach children how to learn to respect our surroundings and connect them back to nature. That's the biggest thing, isn't it? I mean, that is great for children to know where their food comes from, but also let's get kids respecting the outdoors. Innit? I don't want to be all Attenborough on it, but he's, just respecting the world we've got. And let's not. I don't want to think about it too much tonight, because that will put me in a right old dip, thinking about the world. And but yeah, so true. Anyway, we need to teach our children to learn and respect our surroundings and connect them back to nature. Richard, I think you're right. Oh, everyone loves Richard on this show, but we need to get gardening into all schools. Very true. Here we go. You're not going to talk about the world, because that will put me in a right old dip if I start thinking about how our world is slowly disappearing, Lisa.
No, I won't. Don't worry. Nothing wrong. So I can't wait to get my hands on one of these VIP cards.
You are lucky number 8.
I'm number 8. Brilliant. But there's no artificial grass on the back.
Well,
what's going on? You promised us artificial grass on the back of these cards.
I didn't. Weirdly, there wasn't an option for artificial grass. But I'll see what I can do with yours.
Thank you. I'm really enjoying the chat tonight about all of the trying to get the gardening back into schools and running it out. And because we deal with a lot of smaller businesses, there's so many grants out there that you can look into and apply to for 2021. Things like the Alan Tishmarsh Awards, he gives out grants to each project of £250 for tools for kids. There's the BIFA Awards, the Growing Gardening Grant Funding Awards, which is in conjunction with Whole Kids Foundation. So there's so many different ones that I'm sure with different boroughs across London and the home counties that can actually look at it, and fingers crossed, you can get this set up and it'd be amazing.
It's about bringing people together. It's about bringing it's almost about bringing all them organisations together, really, isn't it? And trying to make it universal. Yeah,
we have. So when I leave my son to nursery every morning, his nursery is bolted onto a secondary, like a state-run secondary school, and because of this whole COVID, we have to walk around a one-way system now. And I've never walked around the back of the school, but they have like a really overgrown, sad piece of land, and there's 2 greenhouses which are completely broken on there. And I walked past it the other day and I thought, why are they not using this space? I might have a chat to the headmaster and see if something can be done about it. And then obviously you talking about it tonight. So yeah, there are so many redundant places across, certainly like London, Surrey, that have these areas that are just, they need love and TLC put back. And I think it's so important that this should go back on the national curriculum. It's been a huge part of people's lives during lockdown. And I think it's changed everyone's attitude towards gardening and growing. And it's a massive mental health tool as well.
Especially for children to get. I think I spoke to you when we spoke.
Last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I said that I don't know what I would have done without a garden. Like, I honestly don't. And with my daughter, I don't know what we would have done without it. So having those spaces and making them available,
we
families, this is important.
Definitely, and I think it's just giving people, even we find people that live in blocks of apartments, they need a really important communal space that they can go down and feel like it's still part of their sanctuary, and that they just don't have a balcony, they have a communal garden and they have things to do in that communal garden, and they can all look after it and be a part of it. So yeah, space really matters more to people, and especially I think to children, to allow them to feel that they have something and they can use it. So I can't wait to hear more about it.
See how we get on, mate. It's going to happen. We're going to make it. I tell you what, the reason it's really good to talk to everyone on here and you guys on here is because it makes me accountable. Because I've been talking about it for a long time, and it makes me.
Get your act together.
Yeah, basically, that's what happens.
You need to put this on your 2021 goal list, that by the end of 2021, you've at least, run this out in maybe like 10 schools across the country. So that's like a school a month.
Yeah.
And I think that is perfectly achievable. You just get the action plan together and then scale it up and get people signing up and hit all those, government grants and get it going.
Cheers, Lisa. Nice one.
We'll be your Surrey representative.
Okay, cool. I'll put you down the list.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Take care.
You are member number 8. I'll get your address. Brilliant. And you'll get one of these. You better put that next to your bedside.
Yeah, I don't think the husband will approve.
You won't mind.
We'll put it in a frame anyway. We'll stick it by the bedside table.
Cheers, mate. I'll speak to you later.
See you. Bye. Bye.
Maybe not on the bedside. Maybe near the sink every morning. You come or maybe the kettle, on the kettle every morning. You get to see that. Just a reminder. 8 membership cards gone now. So if you want to get involved, we've got. Wow, is that the time? We've got about 35 minutes left of the show tonight. It's gone so quick. Thanks so much to everyone that's called in so far. 0742 357 4520. Or there is a link in the comments that you can be zapped into this box here. And just like Lisa, and just get involved and chat. Right, let's see what everyone's saying. Kelly Wheeler. Hello, Kelly. I find Schools only want to involve the good kids instead of getting the whole school involved. That's the second time that's been mentioned tonight, isn't it? I think you might have mentioned. Did you mention it earlier, Kelly, in the YouTube? But it's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing, and Sugget agrees with you. Kids do gardening, even and all. Gonna get you on the show soon. I found with school gardening, you have to involve the local community. This way, you always have extra help when you need it. I think and that has got to be part of it, of what we're doing in 2021, as Lisa pointed out, it must happen. That is got to be part of it. It's basically a massive information pack and resource at the moment that this can be wheeled out to all, maybe 10 schools. I was thinking about 5, but maybe 10 schools. That is part of it. Like, how do we get parents involved in the garden? Shouldn't all be put on the teachers? Sure, the teachers can use it as a learning resource for the kids, but how can parents who, just like the parents at my daughter's school, just walk through the gardens, that we maybe think about it, how can we get them involved? How can they be involved throughout that 6 weeks holiday? How can we make that happen? How can we continue the story? Can they do something at home during that time? But yeah, local community, getting parents involved is a big thing. And also, especially, look at them tan lines, crikey. Especially, instead of, and this is the thing, schools don't need money. They do. But for this sort of thing, they don't necessarily need lots of money chucked at it. Because if you get the local community involved, then you'll be surprised how much stuff you get donated and people getting involved in it. And it's just making it the right thing to do. In a box with a couple of apples or banana. Ripens up lovely. There you go, Ian. Box, couple of apples, any tomatoes. Ripened up lovely. Okay, says, Dan Wheeler, my hubby, works at a fruit and veg wholesaler, 70 million turnover. Kelly, I think your hubby is on YouTube watching. Are you two sitting next to each other watching this? We tried to make our allotment into a community garden to get children here, but got shot down. Which is a shame, isn't it? Which is a shame. More chat about bananas. Bananas give ethylene gas, which ripens fruit, hence why we don't keep bananas in the fruit bowl. Another tip, put a couple of apples in the sack with your potatoes. Stops them sprouting too. Well, I didn't know that. You saw it on Mindly, says Sugget. I think we talked about something. Oh, was it that potato squash plant? Did Sugget talk about that? Let's have a look. £50 is a lot of money, so you would alienate some of the poorer children. Do you know what? Good on Dan for getting his daughter to that after-school club gardening. I think £50 is a lot, isn't it? I mean, he's definitely seeing the good side of it. He's definitely seeing the positives of that £50 every term. But we did speak during that chat. We did speak about it. We did say that not everyone can do it. Can we get some something from the government to make that happen? I have run gardening clubs in the past 3 schools. I charge £2 an hour for each child using the school's garden. I gave 1 free space for every 5 children. Something there to it. £2 an hour. It's not too bad for a gardening club, I suppose. Our 4-year-old twin school has our 4-year-old twin school has no green space close to city. Me and Dan Wheeler tried to teach and grow flowers in pots for school grounds. Yeah, one of the things that I'd really like to do is maybe somehow make it happen for schools where they get at least a raised bed of some sort. So no matter what, they can do it. Phone lines are open still. We've got a lot of comments to go through still. Kelly pays £25 a term, which is £5 a week for Gardening Club. Lisa says, well done, Dan. You keep doing what you love and don't listen to anyone. Yeah, Dan, don't listen to anyone, man. If I listen to some of the comments, I won't be here. Huge praise for RHS team in Scotland. They do great work, says Rob. Which is good. We are going to get the RHS one at some point. Please get that email sent. Shut that. There we go. Now we're getting to the bottom of this story. We're slowly getting through the comments. A Wheeler's patch. Dan and Kelly were talking earlier in the YouTube and Facebook comments about trying to get a kids thing. It was shot down by allotment representatives run by an old man club. Also, it wasn't the school that shot it down. It was shot down by the actual allotment bods. That's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame. Let's have a final ad break and I'll have a little think about that. This stream and this podcast is sponsored by Flymo, home of the hover. I made that one up myself, but that should be their tagline. Home of the hover glide. That's my impression of a Flymo hover. Glides across the ground, so easy, so simple. I love Flymos because they make cutting your lawn and caring for your garden so easy. Plus, they've got, I'm just looking around the corner here, an easy glide I've got here. I've got a hovervac, both are brilliant for different sized gardens. Plus, they've got a new easy store, so you don't even have to plug it in. You put a battery in it and you drive about cutting your lawn. No wires. How easy is that? If you want to find out more and see what I'm talking about, then check out flymo.com right now. This stream is also sponsored by How to Get Kids Gardening, my book, Lee Connolly's book, a top 10 gardening book of 2020. Not my words, but the words of the Independent. Also, in this book, Lee has brought together my passion of nature and wildlife, along with my love of grow your own. Not my words, the words of Jimmy Doherty, of Jamie Oliver's mate. But let's have a little flick through, see what you could do at home as a family. Maybe you could create this, a bird feeder. That's right, you can create a bird feeder just from a plastic bottle. It's really simple, really cheap, really easy, a great activity to do with the kids to get outside whatever space you've got. How to Get Kids Gardening, available on Amazon for just a tenner. Woo. Could your product or service be in this part of the show, the advertising part here? If the answer is yes, I think you were thinking about it, weren't you? If the answer is yes, then get in contact at lee@skinnyjeangardener.co.uk. We can talk about saying hello, how you doing? Do you want this? Do you want this pen? Do you? Probably not. It's a digital world now, isn't it? But do you want to buy this pen? Then you can at Pens Are Us. That is just one example of the many advertising talents that I've got. So if you do fancy it on the stream, come support us, come sponsor us. lee@skinnyjeangardener.co.uk. Okay, so I've just stopped briefly. I had to have an ad break. But on that comment, shot down by allotment reps, ran by old man club, which I really think is such a shame because there must be a reason for that. I just think that's such a. Oh, by the way, we're doing membership cards. If anyone's just about, call in tonight, get your VIP membership card right there. Basically means you can come on the show whenever you want. Yeah, anyone can come on the show, to be fair, but you get as much time as you want if you got the VIP card, guys. It'll be sent out to you in the post. Isn't that a shame about that? What Dan and Kelly are trying to start, but then, and I always think, I hope when I get old, I ain't like that. I hope when one of them people say, oh, come down in the allotment, yeah, for sure, mate. Probably will speak like that as well. But I don't think that is going to be the case. I don't know. Old man club. Definitely, I know exactly what you mean by that. But maybe we're a new generation of gardeners that are going to come one, come all, and not be so protective over our land. You've my land. Right. Speak to Compost King Mike. We're going to get Mike on for sure. He's been running community gardens for years on allotment sites in his area and gets a lot of funding from the lottery. Oh, there you go. Well, we'll get Mike on. That would be really cool talking about that and see how he works that out. Thanks for that, Sean. Couldn't do anything in the garden as the kids due to bad hay fever eventually grew out of it. I used to have really bad hay fever. No, there's more to this. I did used to have really awful hay fever. But I never used to garden anyway. I just never brought up in our household. I'm lucky I don't have hay fever anymore. Maybe because I started to be fair, I did have hay fever, and then I started gardening, and then I've not had hay fever since. I mean, for the first year of it, it was bad. But maybe through gardening, I cured myself from hay fever. We're all in this together. Once we know that we are some stars. We make. Hang on. We see that we're all in this together, and it shows when we stand hand in hand, making our dreams come true. I don't know if that was the actual theme tune to that, but thanks very much, Sean. Believe square foot garden would be great for schools. Yeah, we want to go small. This is the thing. Like when I did the tour this year, we did 20 schools in 1 week, and I said to them all, we're going to start a school allotment. Some of them already had something going on, but all the others that we were starting, we sat with the kids in our time that we were there and planned a really, really, really small area to start off with, because we really want to start and be successful with that sort of small area first, and then we'll build up. If that's successful, then we'll do another metre square. But yeah, square foot gardening, having something really nice and small like that, perfect to get started. I agree. Kids think everything comes from a shop and don't realise real life. It's true, isn't it? It still goes on. But like I say, when I first, I never knew where anything come from, and I was like 20 odd. I didn't really ever think about it. It was never thought about. Probably if I really sat down and thought about it, yeah, of course I knew it from the ground, but I didn't think, we could be going around growing it in our back gardens. Weird that, isn't it? How did I not think that? I generally never thought as a child, oh, this vegetable we could grow in our back garden. It was just never a thought. It's a bit scary, isn't it? I love it when we ask the twins where you want to go in the weekend. First thing out of their mouth is shit on the allotment. You're sorted. That's brilliant. Oh dear. Only recently my daughter's she said let's go in the garden, but I think over lockdown we were outside too much. But that's fantastic. The twins. Some kids say swimming pool. Some kids say towers, aren't towers. The shed. That's fantastic. Must be a lot of fun down that allotment. Look around many schools, says Stu. You will see empty greenhouses and overgrown gardens. Let's put it right. 100%. 100%. We need to sort that out, because as parents we can just walk past and think, well, that looks not very good. That needs to be sorted. We could do something about this. We need to get some teachers on the show, says Rob. Yeah, we do. We got a few teachers coming up, mate. We had Jenny was a teacher we had on recently. We need to get some more teachers on, don't we? Lisa says, so sad to do it. It really upsets me. Says Lisa about those greenhouses. Schools plus parents plus local community work together, add in a dash of SJG, and you can't go wrong, mate. It's best comment of the night. You win the best comment of the night award. Would have started that. It was just it's heartbreaking when I see it too, especially when so many people would love their own greenhouse. Yeah, I know. We've got a conversation going here. I know, says Lisa. I'm saving to get on next year, and when I see them abandoned and broken, it's awful. It is such a shame. Ray is in the house. What's going on, Ray? Coming in for the last 25 minutes. That's cool, Ray. Hey. Reason is we have 4 kids and work full time. We shouldn't be allowed a lot more. Wow. 4 kids. That sounds like a bit of fun, though, isn't it? What a weekend, isn't it? That's a good week. That sounds good to me. If the kids are up for it, we've got plenty for them to do there and they enjoy it, then that's well good. Nice one. Final comment is, don't know about anyone else, but picking veg from the garden and put it on the plate is a lot more successful at dinner time than pulling it out of the fridge. Maybe link in with school kitchens. Very good point. Very good point. There's got to be that link between food. Do you know what? My daughter, made cakes the other day at school. It'd be great if they made something like, we've got pumpkins. We're talking about pumpkins a lot recently on the show with Halloween and everyone starting to harvest theirs. It would be amazing if they made something out of a pumpkin at school that had been grown on the school grounds. That'd be good. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? In fact, really easy. I know everyone. I hear ya. I know that there's going to be a bit of backlash in this next comment with jack-o'-lanterns, as the Americans say. I don't think we've got many Americans watching. Maybe listening on the audio version. Hey guys, say you miss an episode, go listen to it on the audio version on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Go listen to it. If you're driving, I heard someone on the comments say, "Oh, I missed last night's show. I ain't got time to watch it." If you're driving somewhere, maybe you're driving to the airport like Ian at 3 a.m. You've got nothing to listen to in the car. Whack on the Skinny Jean Gardener podcast. We've got the best of over there. There's best of. There is best of. Wouldn't it be amazing if we that come out of nowhere? If we got the kids growing jack-o'-lanterns, so they get to see that whole progress throughout ignore 6 weeks, but throughout the year, and then make a jack-o'-lantern or a pumpkin carving in October. They can get to see that process. Maybe cook up the bits they take out. I don't know. It's an idea there, but you're right. A link with some of the schools I visited recently, or last year, or at the start of this year as well. Do that. They grow, but then the people that are doing the school, the chefs that are doing the school dinners, are into gardening. Generally, is what I find with that one. Grants seem to be available in towns and cities, but I'm finding it hard to get grants in our area. That's interesting, isn't it? Cheers, Stu, for that. That's interesting. That maybe it's not so simple to get grants. Maybe give me a week or so, and we'll have a look into grants a little bit about that and see if we can do anything about changing that, or at least just seeing what's about is the important thing. Lee, Charlie, my 7-year-old, is loving the show and won't go to bed. What? Charlie, all right? It's quarter. Come, Charlie, it's 9:45 at night, all right? School tomorrow, mate. School tomorrow. Get to bed. Go to bed. School. It's 9:45 at night. Do you know what time I used to go to bed when I was at school? 6:30. Until I was about 16. Maybe not when I was 16. But when up to about the age of 10, I had to be in bed by at least 7 o'clock. Lights out. Sat reading my Beano comics. I know, right? Your mum and dad. Very lucky with your mum and dad, Charlie. Very lucky. Go to bed. Why do you not introduce Mr. Jackson jingle style anymore? I don't, do I? So, Miss Jackson! We'll get back into that, Alex. I find whatever the grandkids pick from the garden never gets to a pan, which is always good. Ian, always good. Phone lines are open for the last 15 minutes. 07423574520. If you want to become a member, tonight is the night to kick that off. We've got 8 members so far, exclusive to the show. Just like this man, you can't get enough. It's Mark.
Hello, mate.
Showing us around his shed.
How you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, right. I'm going to make a pledge to you because I think I've got a way where I can go through a load of old gardening books and work out a way where you can grow fruit and veg for the times where kids are not at school. So we go for the Easter stuff is not cropping then. We go for the summer stuff is not cropping then. We also make a big stuff about a big hit about Halloween and pumpkins and things like that. It's probably going to take me 10, 20 hours work. But if I do that for you,
yeah,
what's your annoying job that you have been putting off? If you pledge to do that as well.
Yeah. Have I got an annoying job that I've been putting off?
Well, I don't know, just like something like going through grants or going through working out, you know, one of those sort of jobs that's going to take a long time to do. Yeah, there may well be grants available. They may well be sort of really regional, and it may be difficult to find.
Yeah.
But what do you reckon? So in a week's time.
Go on, a week. Wow, cool. You're going to work quick, mate.
Well, I mean, let me show you where my books are. Right, this is where my books are.
Got ya. Crikey.
So I've got and unpack them and find, because Dr. DJ Henderson did a brilliant veg plotter handbook where you could kind of, it laid it out for the year. And I'm sure there's a way I can go through it, work out, right, it's school holiday then, school holiday then, school holiday then, and how it
only grow
in
the term times, have things that are going to be in the terms. Mark, I like that idea. Right, okay, well, I've got no excuse not to really push this now, so we really need to do it. But I'll be well thankful, mate.
Okay. Got a deal?
Deal, mate. Let's do it. Awesome, man. Yeah, let's do it. Thanks so much, Mark. I'll drop you an email tomorrow, man, but thank you so much for that. Nice one, dude. Thanks, dude. I'll speak to you later.
See you later, mate.
There we go. Wow, this is happening now. This is actually happening. There's a lot. There is a lot. I don't regret talking to you guys about it now because there's been a lot of ideas coming in tonight's show and all throughout the last few weeks. And sometimes sitting thinking about it and trying to make things happen on your own is, I mean, we all know that. Like, coming together and working on things is makes it happen, doesn't it? It makes it happen. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, man. That's really cool. Which means that I need to start getting on to see what sort of grants are there. Maybe we're going to come together. What we got next week? What shows we got next? We've got yeah. Let's come together. Let's give it till next Thursday. Or next Wednesday. Let's do next Wednesday on the show. Let's come together, Mark. Wednesday or Thursday. You let me know. To be fair, we've both got to get our work on now. But let's come together one day next week and bring our findings and everything together and push that along, and everyone else can follow the journey of that, which is exciting, right? This is cool. This is a good thing. Let's make this happen. We've got a few people already in the comments as well, offering up their school, offering up their school for the trials. So that's good. We've got plenty of schools for trials, which is awesome. Mark, thanks so much for that. I'm a big supporter of that. So thanks so much. Right, let's quickly go through the comments. We've got 10 minutes left. If you want to call in, 0742 357 4520. A lot of chat about Kids Garden tonight, which is awesome. Thank you so much to everybody that has been talking about that, bringing in your ideas, which has been absolutely fantastic. And we really want to bring a proper plan out. This is what this show is also about, like talking to people, getting your ideas. Everyone's got so many great ideas in the show, which is great. I told you that there'd be some people not happy about the jack-o'-lanterns. Sugget says pumpkin soup. My car has a cassette player. Can I get the best bits on tape? Here we go. Another great initiative that I've seen is herb gardens that the parents can pick from. Trick in today's world, but it won't be like that forever. Yeah, that's a good idea as well. A really good idea about the herb gardens. I'll write some notes after this show tonight. Thanks so much, everyone. Charlie can watch it on your YouTube tomorrow or Friday. Yeah, you can watch or listen back, Charlie. Here we go. Hi, mate. My previous comment I said about cooking vegetables in a school. Me coming from a chef position in a care home, we are not allowed to cook home produce due to diseases and bacteria, says Dan. Well, that, Dan, is awesome that we've got you about to cover that side of things. I did think a little bit of that. It does. Maybe mainly herbs, I would have thought, probably then. But that makes sense. Okay. So that scraps that little idea of mixing that in. But maybe we can try and do something. I don't know. Maybe there's got to be some way of making that happen. As garden allotments, that is such a shame. Whilst I get it, we also go to pick your own. Can something not be done to change it? Otherwise, what do we do? Compost it all. Good point. That is a really good point, because now we're getting the kids growing their own. If they can't actually eat it, that's going to be a problem. Suck says, great idea, Mark. It's going to make a point that the summer holidays was set to fall in line with harvest time so that the kids could help the parents in harvest. Jackson says, as I work in outdoor education, you are right. Schools don't always need money. It's ideas and resources. So we need companies to come on board, which is true. And then Rob Siney's finishing with, love the herb garden idea. Might be worth talking to Incredible Edible Network. It's true. Oh yeah, we should get Incredible Edible on, see how they work things. It's great to get different ideas. We're definitely, even over the last couple of days on this show, have come a good few steps. Mark doing what he's going to do for us, which is going to be awesome. It just helps skip that on. Like, this show is great because we get to speak to amazing people who are doing amazing things, get their message out there, which is awesome. But also at the same time learn so much. I hope you guys learn something along the way in these shows too. But we're making stuff happen through this show, which is amazing. Like whether we're getting Ian, here he is. Getting Ian, giving you plenty of people to contact tonight. Whether we get Ian some grass seed, or we're making charities, giving £10 vouchers to charities or wellies to classes from Lisa and Jenny. This is good. Like, I feel good. This is one of probably the best things that I've feel like I do. I feel like I'm doing some good through this, and we're making that school thing happening together. So which is wicked. So good. 4 minutes left of the show tonight. Wow. What a show. Again, another awesome show. Another one that I just feel like we've really come up with some great ideas. Really good. I'm sure my work could help. We deliver nationwide to schools. After food with Service Bristol. Get in contact. I'll have a little check them out. Thanks so much for that. We will check that out too. Luckily I get to see all the comments afterwards, so I'm going to run through these tomorrow morning and check them out and see what everyone has said. But yeah, day in, day out, 4 nights a week, Monday to Thursday, 8 till 10. We come together and we talk gardening and we make things happen. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's all about. And as Stuart said, great live show again, Lee. Cheers, mate. I'm just the guy that talks about it. But and then we're gonna make it happen, and we gotta make it happen, guys. Gotta make it happen. Another good show, Lee. Bet your missus enjoys the peace and quiet for Corrie and EastEnders. I don't know what she watches when that's on. Have we lost broadcast just before the end? I don't know. Oh, we're back on. Something happened with the computer there. Great show. Thanks so much, Suggs. Great show. Everyone stay safe. That is, yeah, well, you guys are wrapping up for me. Thanks so much. That is it for, is it Tuesday? Tuesday night show. 2 more shows this week. We can come back to this on Thursday if you fancy, but we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Tomorrow night, there's no phone calls tomorrow night because tomorrow we have a international, even though it's in the title of this show, but it shouldn't be. It's actually International Podcast Day tomorrow, which means we've got some of the very best. I mean, you're watching the best, but some of the other very best gardening podcasters in the UK to celebrate International Podcast Day. Tomorrow we've got on the show Tamsin Westthorpe. We've got Sarah Wilson, Michael Perry, Jane Perrone, and our very own Mr. Richard Suggett. All coming to talk about gardening podcasts, all coming to talk about awesome gardening audio that you can wrap your ears round. Perhaps if you have something else to do. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching the show. Do us a favour. Last thing, do us a favour. Share the stream. Let people know about it, and let's make our garden community even bigger, sharing the love. VIP crew: Richard Suggett, Mark, Stuart, Rob, Ian, Sean, Dan, and Lisa. You'll be getting your cards in the post. I'll be contacting you for your addresses very soon. Thank you so much to everyone that's watched. I shall speak to you tomorrow, International Podcast Day, at 8 p.m. Much love. Facilia. Or Pacilia, if you just read it off there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on.
Oh, I can't hear you, on. I've done something wrong with the thing. Anyway, elephant poo is what I got.
Good evening, Lee. How are you?
Great, mate. Your signal is always terrible, but I'm good, my friend. Excuse me. You got an allotment? When I go, don't put artificial grass on top of me, all right?
You got to get composted, Lee.
Yeah,